What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be looking at some motorcycles. So, I know that I've done a lot of car auction videos in the past, but aside from us seeing a couple motorcycles on some of the sites, I don't think I've ever really looked at them or talked about them, and I don't know anywhere near as much about, motorcycles, but I do think they're pretty sick. There was a period in time where I was obsessed with them when I was younger. But traditional disclaimer that none of this is financial, legal, or tax advice. I'm not a licensed professional, so do your own research, consult a professional before you buy anything. Now, we are on Cycle Trader, which is essentially, I don't know if you guys have heard of the site Auto Trader. I don't know if they're related or not, but it's literally just kind of like it's like a Craigslist for motorcycles, essentially. And I have it sorted to filter out some of the, let's see, the vintage, the cruisers, the dirt bikes, the electric bikes, etc., mopeds, stuff that I don't care as much about, because I do mainly like I think they're all called sport bikes. I think I have a couple other categories selected, but I'm not super confident as to if they are what I'm looking for or not, so we'll see, because there's still some Harleys and stuff in here. I don't know how this got in here, but yeah, because it's a sport touring. Maybe I need to uncheck sport touring. Okay, there we go. But let's start off. Now, you guys, please correct me in the comments if I say anything that's not true. But, oops. As far as I know, Ducati is one of the kind of cream of the crops for bikes. This is going for, let's see, what did it say? $9,000. It only has 1,200 miles on it, which seems kind of nuts for a 2015 bike. It looks like he's dropped the price too, so maybe these just don't go for what I would think, but I thought that most Ducatis went for like started new in the high 20s and 30s. And I know this is older, but it has no miles, so that's interesting. I don't really like the look of this. I think that's what's called a supermoto. It's kind of looks like a mix between a dirt bike and a motorcycle. If we start seeing a bunch of them, then I'll remove that. Wait, this is the same. Oh, maybe it's not the same guy. Let's take a look. 2013 Panigale 1199R. So I think this refers to the cubic centimeter size of the engine, or the displacement that the engine produces, I believe. I've definitely heard of Panigales before. This is a 2013, so this one is going for 18 grand, even though it only has 4,700 miles left, so a little bit more than the other one. I do like the look of this. I don't know what the typical mileage drop off is for a motorcycle. I would imagine on some of these sport bikes that they're kind of luxury vehicles where something with 40 or 50,000 miles is a lot compared to on a Honda Civic. That wouldn't be that bad. But so this looks like more of a motocross. Is that what they called it? Supermoto. Kind of. I don't love the look of this. It's a Yamaha. from what I remember from when I used to be into motorcycles, I did like a lot of the Kawasaki bikes. Obviously Ducati, some of the BMWs look really cool, but they're very expensive. I think I was a fan of the Honda CBRs back in the day, but they got a 2023 Yamaha sport bike MT10, $14,199. I think it's brand new. It does look neat. I don't love this color scheme they got going on here. It's in Palm Springs. Let's see what it says. The Darkest Energy. That's such a weird name. Does it talk about? So it's 1,000cc. So I think. So R1 is like. How do I describe this? That has to do with like Honda's naming convention for their motorcycles. Or no, is it Yamaha's? Yeah, I think it's Yamaha's. I'm tripping, but like a Yamaha R1 is a 1000cc bike. A Yamaha R6 is a 600cc bike. There might be a R3. It's been a while since I've been into this stuff, but looks like they took some parts from their R1 bike. I think everything that's like 1,000ccs or more is called a leader bike. Like, I don't know where that name came from. You're like leading the pack maybe or something. I really have no clue. If you guys know, let me know. I feel like kind of a fool talking about this stuff because I really have no idea what some of it means, but okay, yeah, R3 right here. So I was right. That's the other thing that I remember is for like the Honda CBRs, for the Yamahas, for the Kawasaki's, you can get a 250 or 300cc bike for so cheap, like $4 or $5 grand brand new, which, coming from the land of cars, like, it just makes you kind of drop your jaw a little bit. I mean, it makes total sense because it's way less parts than a car, but just kind of nuts that drop off in price. I can totally see why they're cheap for people to own. 321cc, so I guess it's not like super exact. Yeah, I don't know too much about this stuff. I wish they had more pictures than they do. Maybe we need to find some non-dealership ones. Here's a 1300cc Panigale S. I don't know, like, what people necessarily care about when they're buying a bike, a used bike. Because, like, there's definitely, like, some signs of use and such here. But I assume that's rather common, and, like, if you bought one, there would very quickly also be wear there. So, like, do people not really care? I know people care about the, if the bike's been dropped, which you can typically see if there's like scrapes on the body panels or on the end of the handlebars. And dropping a bike is like either you crash or it just like falls to the side. And so the left or right side of the bike like slams on the ground. And I think sometimes bikes have like a peg that will stick out here to try and protect the body panel from that, but I think it's relatively common when you're learning to ride, but obviously if you're driving a 1300cc bike, you're not learning to ride. So that's probably why it looks pretty clean. 2016, all stock. If you can't afford it, do not contact me. That's funny. And scammers don't even try. That's funny. Yeah, like all these like more sport moto looking ones, like they're cool. KTM makes a lot of bikes like this, I'm pretty sure, but just not my thing. MT9, MT10. This dealership is selling a lot. I have it just set to California because I figured that would be an easy place to find bikes. I guess they have a R7 as well. I'm guessing it's going to be like 700. Okay, where there's no description. Probably a 700cc bike. I do like this a lot. Looks nice. Right there. I think that's one of those pegs I was talking about, but or those turn signals. I have no idea. You guys let me know if you know. Those might actually be turn signals, but yeah, it's a nice looking bike. Black bikes always look really cool to me, but there are certainly some ones with, you know, more flashy coloring that I think still look phenomenal. Here's an old BMW. This thing has 25,000 miles. That is a lot. Not really a fan of this. I don't know, something about it looks kind of disproportional. It's not a sport bike per se, I don't think. Let's go back. I can try and explain what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't have the side panels. It has this big thing sticking out. Just looks kind of weird, but I don't know. Let's see what he says. Only 1,800 miles on the tires. Hardly riding now. Interesting. Was initially day-to-day commuter to work. Bro, you commuted like 10 days. What? Or maybe that was before he stopped. I don't know. Whatever. Not a huge fan of this. These, I think, are very popular bikes, to be honest. I don't like the look of them. I don't think that they look proportional. The Hayabusa. I think I said it right. But I've heard people talk about these. I know some people really like them. It just, the shape of it looks really weird. I think they're pretty powerful bikes, but does it talk about? Yeah, I mean, 1340cc. That's insane. But I don't know. I care about the aesthetics. So wouldn't do it for me personally, but it is you know, a fast freaking bike. Here's the first Kawasaki we've seen. I wonder if they stopped making the Ninjas, because you used to see them all over the place. Ninja 250, Ninja 300, Ninja 500, Ninja 650. I don't like this color scheme though. Yeah, not a huge fan of this, but it's, I mean, these bikes are cheap to begin with, so you could definitely get a newer bike, newer 250 or 300 for like $4,000 probably. Maybe it'd have to be like a year or two old, but no shot that's gonna sell. We should actually go on their website because I'm curious what they go for new. This is interesting. The BMW Dual Sport 1250. Wow. Like, this to me is super ugly. So I went ahead and pulled up the Kawasaki page here. it looks like they might not make the lower CC bikes anymore, but they have a Ninja 400 for what was that? 5200, 5300. Like, I would buy a new one of these in a heartbeat over a 10-year-old 250. Like, that makes zero sense that that's listed, and that's, I mean, it's not gonna sell. But this is a pretty nice looking bike. It is like a thing for some reason that they always offer the ABS and non-ABS versions. I would think that you would want the anti-lock brake system, but there's probably something I'm missing. I'm sure they aren't selling it just because. But if you guys know, let me know. But it's a cool bike. What colors they got? I don't like these. I like this black. The white and the black look really good. I'm not a fan of this one. I did not even know that was Kawasaki colors, to be honest. They label it as a street versus or track model, so they have some that are just street bikes, apparently. Yeah, that's super clean. I wish that cars were that cheap, because I would have so many cool cars if they were like 5 to 10 grand. New. Old 02 Honda Sport bike, that's pretty ugly. Here's an old CBR. Do not like the look of the old ones. That's actually, I was just gonna say, I wonder if they still make them, and then we get an ad right here. Did you guys see that? It'll probably switch back in a sec. Yeah, the 2023 CBR 1000. So I guess they are still making them. Not a fan of the Harleys. The Triumph, I've heard about them. I know they're like kind of a niche motorcycle brand, but why do you keep full screening, bro? I do think they look nice. For some reason, I know a couple people that have Triumphs, which I feel like is not common. I don't know them super well, but it's like people from work or like old friends. But I think they're nice looking bikes. They're just kind of a dying breed, I feel like. They can't be selling a lot because I never see them on the road. I don't hear about them a lot, so. GSX R1000. Is this what's called a Gixxer? I feel like I don't remember what that name means. $14,000, almost brand new, 1000cc. These exhausts are huge, though. What is the deal with that? Is that like a sound dampening thing? Oh my goodness. Gonna drive me insane. Not a huge fan of the color scheme on the bike. I don't really like the yellow. I think if it was all black, it would look so much better, but I assume most of the people that they sell motorcycles to like to be flashy, so they're selling it for under MSRP by like $3 grand. What? Interesting. It's kind of nice looking as well. I actually really like that color scheme. Another Hayabusa, not a fan, man. He's a 600 GSXR. I like that a lot. Again, like, we're barely seeing anything for over 20 grand. A lot of these are under 10 grand, which is just nuts. Here's a new Kawasaki H2 going for 1,400. Take a look at this. Honestly, I probably should just go to the manufacturer websites because it'd probably be better pictures. I don't see the engine size. If it's going for 1,400, I'm sure it's pretty powerful, but got an old R3. Got a KTM Super Duke. I feel like I've heard of that before. They don't post a lot of good pictures here, do they? Yeah, Cycle Trader might be a no-go going forward. A scrambler. I feel like I've heard of that. I don't know exactly what that means either. Which is interesting because I feel like it looks like it's the same bike as this one, but they're named something different. Why is this one a scrambler and this one's something else? But let me know if you guys know any of this stuff, because I'm out of my element. I got a BMW bike. This is the one thing that I remember is the BMW bikes are pretty expensive. This one's going for 28K. You could get a 1250 from like another brand for like maybe in the teens, maybe high teens. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys are interested in this, like, I'm down to try and learn more and talk more about bikes, but let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.